welcome back. So I have the new Lorac Beauty and the Beast palette, blush palette, lip glosses, and lipsticks. This collection was sent to me from Lorac, and I think I got it a little bit late compared to when it was released. But when I showed it on my Snapchat, a lot of you guys said that you would like to see me use it in like a get ready with me video, a get ready with me type of video. So I thought I would film one, and I have not tried any of the products out. That's like slightly true. Okay, confession. I did use the blush palette one day, just popped it on my cheeks. I wasn't even really going anywhere. I just kind of like at the end of the night, I was like, oh, I haven't even pulled that out. So I did try the blush palette on. But all the other things I have not tried on at all. So I have no idea about the collection. So this is really going to be kind of like first impressions, try on. I will leave everything linked down below that I can find. Let's just get going and see how these products work. Okay, the eyeshadow palette retails for $48. It has 16 eyeshadow shades in it. These are 16 all new and exclusive shades from their Pro formula. So they're not repeat shades, they're all new shades. So it comes in this, looks like this is the box. And then the palette is in this, it looks like a book, it says Tale as Old as Time. So you open it up with a little rose on it, and then it has like this storybook mirror and like a book placement, you know, type of a thing. It has this protective overlay. Comes with a gold brush, double-ended. It looks like it has a fluffy on one side. I like to use these when I am doing the looks just so that I can see how they perform. And then like sort of like a shader, fluffier, almost like outer corner crease brush. You could apply flat shadow on as well. So here are the shades in the palette. It's kind of hard to see because it's reflective, but it has like a nice array of some neutral shades with some blue shades. So I'm going to stick with the neutrals because that's what I would use if I were like using this palette, like if I were on a daily type of a wear, I would stick to the neutrals. I'm wearing like a little bit of a pinkish shirt now, so I'm gonna go in with this bottom row because it has a lot of like pinks and mauves to it. And then there's like this taupey purple shade right here. So we're really going to I'm going to try and use as many shades as I can to create the look. We're just going to play around with it and see. I love the Pro Palette formula. I do think it's a great formula, so I'm glad that they use that formula in their eyeshadow palettes when they're creating like exclusive shades. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit of this Benefit Erase Paste on my eyelids. This is just kind of what I have in this room. I forgot to bring like a true eyelid primer, but I've used this before. Works great. Anything just to kind of neutralize, and then I'm going to set that with one of the nude shades in the palette. I'm going to use this shade Chip In, and it is like a vanilla shade just to kind of set that all on the eyes. Has a lot of kick up, which a lot of the Pro palettes do, but they also have a lot of pigment in their eyeshadows, even when it's like a powdery kick up. So if I stick my brush in a lot of powder, you see it kind of makes like a little bit of a mess around, but I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all because I just tap off my brush and I find that the shadows perform pretty well. I mean, I love my Lorac Pro palette is like the #1 Pro palette, is one of my favorite palettes. I just love the colors. Now I'm going to take the brush that came in the palette and I'm going to go into this shade right here. It's called Inner Beauty, and it's like this mauve-y pink shade, and I'm just going to start to put this in the crease. That's a really pretty, it's a matte, I would say a matte pinky mauve shade. I like that. I like this brush. It's a nice little blending brush. Called Romance. It has like a little bit, it's hard to get, like it has a little bit of like a reddish plumminess to it. I'm going to take this shade up here. It's more of like a purple plum. I'm trying to get it on the angle where you can see the true color of it. I like how it's like, you know, themed like the mirror in Beauty and the Beast. So if you're someone who's a collector, I think you'll really love this palette. I do so far, just looking at this palette, like the array of colors in it. Like I said, they do have the blue shades, like a deep navy blue, and then like this sort of slate bluish color. Those are just not shades that I use, so they will go unused for me in particular. But if you're someone who loves blues or likes to add them, you know, on your lower lash line or anything like that, you know, I think those are the only, what I would consider for me personally, unwearable shades for me in this palette. But I feel like with Beauty and the Beast, it's like almost a must to include a blue shade, you know what I mean? Because blue is kind of, blue and yellow are kind of like some of the colors, which that's funny. I wish they do have like a sort of mustardy shade right here that I would consider a little bit of a yellow. But you know, when you think of Beauty and the Beast, you think of like blue and yellow, just because of what they wore for their dance. Now, Beauty and the Beast was like one of my favorite movies when I was... It's like I always think the ending is going to turn out differently. It's kind of like Romeo and Juliet. I'm always like, wake up, wake up, wake up. Like, I always think the ending is going to... Like, I know he wakes up in the end, but I'm always like, no, when he dies and then comes to life. It's like, no, Beast. Just kidding. Anyone else get super into it? My girls cried and cried and cried. They loved the message though. Like, I think that they, in the remake, they did such a good job of really conveying that message of like being kind to everyone. Because you just never know, you know? Okay, so I find that these blend really, really well and layer nicely on top of each other. They're performing like the typical Pro shades do in the Pro palette. I think I'm going to, I kind of want to swatch this shade. It's called Swept Up. And I can't tell if it's a black or a blue because it has like a lot of glitters in it. So it's like a black with like a ton of like multi-dimensional glitter, which I don't love that, because I would prefer it just to have like a matte black. And then they do have like this brown called Spellbreaker, and it's like a matte brown with like golden glitters in it. You see how pigmented these shades are? They are very nice and pigmented, but those shades just have a lot of glitter in them. So there really isn't another option to deepen it up unless I'm going to go into the blue, or I'm going to use this black with the thing, or the brown. Those are the deeper shades. Let me just see how this translates with the glitter. I want to put a little bit of a black like in this, or brown, the brown. Let's just see if the gold glitter even comes out on. It doesn't, but I don't even like the way that this blends, because yeah, I don't, there are a little bit of glitter in there, but I just wish they just had that plain, because I feel like it makes things patchy. Crap. Okay, I'm going to go back in with that original, like the brush that came in the palette. It had that lighter Inner Beauty pink color on it, and I'm just going to kind of blend that out to soften that, but I feel like it got really patchy right here using that brown shade, but now I got to match it on the other side of my eye. So, boom, 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 here we go. It's like kind of patchy right here, like I feel like I can't get that blended. I'm going to go back in with this light shade that we put all of our lid in Chip in, and just kind of clean around the edges, because I get really sloppy and sometimes I go like too high with my transition shade, or I get like too far up near my brow. I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. Okay, now there is this shade and it's called Real You, and it's just this really pretty pink color. And I mean, whenever I hold the palette up, it just really has a reflection. It looks like it's like a pink. This one's kind of powdery when I stick my finger in it. But I kind of just want to put this all over the lid. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Just like a soft pink. It has some like shimmery glitters in it. Like some almost like shimmery iridescence to it. I like that. It's nice and soft. Nice and soft. I'm mixing it with the Impress shade. So Romance and Impress. Just a little bit more for this outer corner. Has this like fluffier side, so let me try and add some of the colors with this. Do this outer corner of Jazz. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of this called Dream It, and it is like a shimmery whitish color, and I'm just going to put that right over here on my brow bone, and I will put it that in my inner corner when I'm done with like mascara and stuff. Alright, let me just go ahead and curl the lashes before I put on liner. Alright, I'm going to use Cosmetics liquid liner. I love this liquid liner. Just going to go right here. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of Rue Bonaparte Nude liner on my waterline. I'm going to use Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. Apply some mascara. I'm going to go do my foundation, and then I'll come back and do lips and blush. Okay, we're going to go into the Inner Beauty, which is that lighter mauve shade. And then this shade right here, it's called TikTok. It's like a taupe shade, a matte taupe shade. And I'm using the brush that came in the palette, and I'm just going to go right under the eyes with those two shades. Ooh, I like that taupey shade. That's pretty. I should have used that as a transition. Very pigmented. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of Bottom Lash Mascara. I went ahead and did my foundation. Used CoverGirl foundation, the new CoverGirl Healthy Elixir foundation. I used Hourglass bronzer. Every time I talk and do my mascara, I get mascara everywhere right there, which is what just happened. So I'll have to fix that in a minute. So don't mind the mascara under my eye. I'm going to have to fix that because I can't talk and do makeup at the same time, which is why I do voiceovers for real. For real. I'm going to quickly go in my inner corner with this Dream It shade. I'm just going to pop a little bit of that in the inner corner. I like how all the shadows are. I like the really pinky and mauviness of this look. So I like the way it came out. I like this palette. Let me swatch a few more shades. This one's called Timekeeper. It's like a really pretty shimmery taupe. This is Our Guest, which is like this slate sort of grayish blue. Look Beyond would be a really nice like yellowy mustard transition color. This one is called Enchanting, and this is kind of powdery. That one swatched pretty powdery, but that is like a goldeny. I'll show you them swatch. They do swatch very nicely, but I do find that most of the shades that I used in here blended really well too. So some really pretty colors, and then you have like the more neutrally shades down here. So I like the palette. Personally, I really do, and I think especially if you are a Beauty and the Beast fan, you will love this palette. You could get a lot of use from it. I do think it's a really nice like collector's item as well. It's very beautiful as far as the packaging goes. So yay for that palette. I did like it. And let's move on to the Cheek palette. Cheek palette retails for $28. And so there's the packaging, and then this is what it looks like. There are 4 different shades. Now the names are on the back of here, and then also they are written on here, and then you get a sleeve with like roses on it, so when you look at it they look like little roses. So the sleeve comes off, or like the little plastic piece comes off. So you have the shade Rose at the bottom, which is the deepest. Then you have shade Enchanted, which is like this matte pink, is the one that I've tried before. Then you have Fearless, which is like this almost like highlight shade, blush topper. And then you have See Beyond. And it says, drawing on hues from the iconic flower, the rose-inspired palette includes 4 new and exclusive shades from our Color Source Buildable Blush and Light Source Illuminating Highlighters. Apply buildable blush onto the apples of the cheeks, and then you build effect to apply the source highlighter anywhere you want to add radiant glow. So I think this one is the highlighter, obviously, and these are the 3 blushes. So I'm going to use the shade See Beyond at the top. Use a Flower Beauty blush brush. This shade See Beyond is like a really pretty pink shade. I think it kind of goes. Oh, that applies so pretty. I love that. I love this. Like when I used it before, I really, really like it. I like the Lorac blush shades. I find that they are really nice because they're very, very buildable colors. Let's swatch this. That is the color that I'm using, See Beyond, right here. Then we have the Fearless, which is the highlighter shade. Ooh, that's a pretty like gold highlighter. Holy crap. So that's not even a blush topper. That's just straight up highlighter. Then we have this lighter shade right here. This is called Enchanted, which I used that color before. Really beautiful light pink. And then this shade down here, Rose, which has a little bit of a sheen to it. So this blush palette, I think this is a must-have. It's beautiful. I'm going to mix a little bit of that Enchanted color as well. I go ham on my blush, I really do. But it's really nice formula, buildable. I love this blush palette. I'm gonna say, yeah, definitely need the blush palette. Okay, let's go into this highlighter. This might be a little bit too dark for my personal skin. No, I like it. I do like that. Let's put a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my Cupid's bow. It is very, very gold though. Very, very gold. So this brush is Royal and Lanicle, and it is the BOM 11 Precision Highlight Brush. Ooh, I like that highlighter. It's really pretty. So these blushes, super duper pigmented, really nice, but they are great for building color. I love that blush palette. That's going to be a definite thing that I use a lot because I love the pink shades of blush that come inside the palette. Okay, lipstick collection. It has some really, really pretty shades. Let me swatch them all for you, but I am going to apply this color in True Beauty just because it just looks so, so pretty. Let me use the mirror from this. This is like the pretty, a really pretty nude shade. This has like a little bit of shimmer to it. Maybe I should have applied another one. This almost has like golden shimmer in it. Like a little bit of like golden shimmer. Really, really pretty. Let me swatch for you the rest of the shades that come. This shade is Red Rose. These are super duper creamy. The packaging is like a gold with this plastic. I'm not crazy about the packaging. I feel like this is kind of cheap. It says Beauty and the Beast right here, but I don't love the packaging of the lipsticks. Ooh, this shade is pretty. The top is smashed in. This is called Believe, like Believe. Ooh, this one's like super duper creamy formula. That's pretty. I wonder how oh crud. Laura, why do you do these things? like a little combo there. That's a really pretty shade. Love this color. It looks like there's like a brownie taupe shade. This one is called Trace Chic. Ooh, that's really pretty. And then this last shade looks like a peachy nude, and this is called Savoir Faire. I'm not French, cannot speak, do not know how to pronounce. That's pretty, really pretty nudish, nudie peach shade. I really, really love those colors. If they're in your color family, it looks like feels like the formula is really nice and hydrating. It says they are the Mod lipsticks. Oh, it says right here, $36. So it says it's a value of $95. I don't love the packaging on these, but the colors are really pretty. Okay, last thing up, this is $34, and it is their lip gloss set. So it says Mod lip gloss goes over Mod lipstick. You can use it on its own. It has 5 different shades in it. So here they are. I'm going to just, I like the packaging on this. It has like rose embossed in gold. This shade is called True Beauty. This is a really pretty like light pink shade. This will probably be, that's nice, that's pretty. I like that color. That is what it looks like. Then we have this red shade, which is called Red Rose. I guess these match. So they're made to wear alone or over. These are a little bit sheer, so they're not full coverage. They are very like glossy sort of sheer. Look like complementary glosses is really what I would probably call them. So if you are getting the lipstick collection, these are the complementary. Believe complementary to the lipstick in the collection, like a sheer, almost like nude. This is Trace Chic, which is that brown shade. So this is like a sheer brown-ish gloss. Personally for me, I wouldn't purchase this because these seem a little bit sheer, and they're really just, if you wanted a gloss, this is the last one. It's like that peachy shade. If you wanted a gloss, honestly, I feel like you could just use any type of a gloss, are gonna go fine since these are so sheer. So the glosses is something I would skip on, but I definitely would get the lipsticks. I really do like the way that this looks. I love these lipstick colors. I would get the lipsticks. I would get the blush palette. Even the eyeshadow palette, I love the way that the eyeshadows apply. It's a great formula. I kind of just did like a nice, natural, almost like everyday look. Like this is an everyday look for me, is what I would do. I didn't even add false lashes. I was going to, but you know what, I thought, forget it. I'm just gonna do some light mascara. So I really think that the products performed nicely, and if you're a collector, I think you will really love this collection. But like I said, I would choose between the lipsticks or lip glosses. Definitely lipsticks, blush palette, and the eyeshadow palette if you find that you would use those colors. So if you don't have other colors in your collection that are those mauve-y shades, I think it is a really pretty palette for that. So those are my thoughts and opinions. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the collection put to use. Leave any of your thoughts and opinions down below. Have you purchased this collection? What do you think? If you aren't subscribed to my channel, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and hit that like button so that I know that you like videos and reviews like this. And I will go ahead and see you all in my next video. Mwah.